face with a cigarette, as I was laying sleeping. You pack your things in a cardboard case, and you left me laying weeping. Move if you think it's alright. Move if you think it's alright. Alright. Well, I'm not going to sing the whole song. It's a Chris Wilson song. You can look it up. It's called The Changeling. I just wanted to tell you my Chris story.
Well, we need here the money, you know, all hands the shakes. You got a handful of choices when you can't get the breaks. So's that wall paint. I want my leather jacket. Never stayed at home 'cause they said they couldn't hang it. Shoot out at the 7-Eleven. 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 We got a sawed-off shotgun from a friend of a friend of a friend. We thought we just dropped the tail, and that's where it is. Boy behind the counter, listen, buddy, I'm gonna blow you away. Give me the wrong for the door. I turned him into Patty. Shoot out at the 7-Eleven. Shoot out at the 7-Eleven. Shoot out at the 7-Eleven. Out at the 7-Eleven. Let's go. Scout Susie coming through the back door, and now she's lying face down on the floor. The radio's playing something by the Bobby for the fall. Shoot out at the 7-Eleven. 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 Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. I said, wake up, little Susie. Come on, Donna, we gotta get the hell out of here.
Anyone who hung around in the Melbourne music scene for the last 30, 40 years will have a story about Chris. Just think anyone who's played on the stages of Melbourne has probably run into Chris in the last 30, 40 years. And Chris has probably had time for you. He was like that. He just had the time of day for you. And my story goes like this. It was about 1986, I think. I was 23, 24 years old. I'd come over to Melbourne from Tasmania in a little band called the Wild Pumpkins at Midnight. And we were starting to make a name for ourselves on the pub scene in Melbourne. But I lacked confidence. I was playing the bass in that band, and I just didn't really know what I was doing. And but I was very interested in music, and I was going out watching all of the bands. And one of the bands I used to go and watch all the time was a band called the Crown of Thorns, which is Chris's band. It was the lineup with Chris Rogers on the bass, Barb Waters playing guitar, and Ashley Davies on drums, and Chris singing, playing harmonica. And I'd go and see them at the Middle Park Hotel. They had a Wednesday night residency there. I'd go down there every Wednesday night, and I got to know them. I got to know all of them, and I used to love going there. And I'd go there like at sound check time, just to hang out with them. I just dug them so much. And I'd sit there and have a drink with them, and have a drink with Chris, Bundy and Coke. He liked his Bundy and Coke, and I really looked up to him. I just thought he was the most amazing performer I had ever seen. And the Crown of Thorns were one of those bands where you'd go along and you'd see them, and me in particular, and I'd look at Chris singing and performing and holding an audience in the palm of his hand and think to myself, fuck, I've got a long way to go as a performer. I mean, he could blow you to the back of the room, that guy. And some of those shows that I saw at the Middle Park Hotel, even to this day, and I've seen a lot of stuff. I'm older. I've been to lots of gigs, big stuff. Some of those Middle Park shows rate amongst the highest, the best musical experiences I've ever had. He was such a powerful performer. So I was in worship mode. I was young, and Chris was a bit older than me, and I was sitting there having a Bundy one day, and he says, Dan, why don't you come over to Alphington, mate? Catch the tram over this Saturday, and, we'll just hang out, listen to records, chew the fat. And you got to understand, I was awestruck by Chris as a 23, 24-year-old, and here he was, sort of asking me over socially to hang out. I just couldn't believe it. But I went over there, caught the tram over, and his mum Betty, bless her soul, made us a cup of tea and sandwiches, and we sat in this room full of records, wall-to-wall records. And I remember listening to we got out everything. We had Birthday Party. We had the Axeman's Jazz Out from the Beasts of Bourbon. We went from there to Miles Davis, Sketches of Spain. And then we went to, Lightning Hopkins and Captain Beefheart. And just, I think we may have even listened to Prince. It was just fucking great. And cracking up and laughing and talking. And as I was leaving, Chris is like, come here, Dan, I want to give you something. And he opened this sort of sliding cupboard, and there were about 50 leather jackets in there, and he just goes, take your pick. And I'm like, Chris, I can't, I'm not taking one of them off you there. Like, he goes, Dan, I want you to have one. Just have it. And I want to tell you something else. He says, Dan, you strike me as someone with not enough confidence. And I just want to tell you that you've really got something. You've got something to offer. I've heard some of your songs. Don't stop writing songs. You've really got something. I love what you do, and I just want you to keep going. I'll just never forget that. Walking out of Chris's house with a leather jacket that he'd given me, and that encouragement. Jeez, huh?
They found you dead on a Greyhound bus. You were shooting up behind the closed door of the restroom. They found you dead, you were all fucked up on a Greyhound bus. We were too late for the rescue. And I heard him saying, move if you think it's alright. 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 If you think it's alright.